Alright, I hope everybody's doing alright, having a good day. Um, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to restore this Game Boy Pocket a little. This is a Game Boy Pocket that I got from the Retro Swap box. I believe it's the last Retro Swap box, but I'm not sure. But it came to me, this glue was dried out, and the screen just won't stay on, and you know, some people just use some double-sided tape or whatever and just do that, but I wanted something a little bit more permanent, so I got myself a $6 glass Game Boy replacement screen for the Pocket from eBay. But this thing does work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart, I'm going to clean it out, and you know, just jazz it up a little bit. Just make it clean. Nothing too fancy. But anyway, take this out. Take the batteries. And what you're going to need is, you're going to need a Y-type screwdriver head. A Y-wing, or I think that's what it's called. You can buy one of these screwdrivers off eBay, really cheap. A lot of times when you get replacement shells or something, they come with one of these. They're really cheap, and I believe, if my memory serves me correct, is they've got some small Phillips head screw heads in there inside, so I'm going to need this too. So first thing I'm going to do is take the Game Boy apart with the Y-wing screwdriver. Screw here, here, and here. So I'm going to take those out and be right back. Okay, so I've taken the screws out. There are 5 screws that I've taken out. So I'm just going to gently open this up. Did I miss a screw? I don't think so. And gently pull it out. You have the back. And I'm just gonna unscrew these screws right here. Take this metal shielding out because I'm going to wash this plastic body. But anyway, I'm going to take this out. Okay, so I've gotten that out. See? And there are 4 screws that come along with that. So I keep put this and the screws aside. And I'm going to work on getting this motherboard out. So it's simply just some Phillips head screws right here. And I believe that's just it right there. So, okay, so I've gotten the screws out. So I'm just going to pull gently right here. Pull it up. And you can see the screen right here. How it's attached. And it just fits into that little square plastic box. You can pull it straight out. Just be gentle with it, not to tear that ribbon. And then you've got these little button membranes. And I'm going to clean these, at least the contacts, with some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, about 91%. And I'm going to wash all of these plastic parts right here with just some warm water and some soap. And when I wash those, I'm going to wash them up and I'm going to let them dry. And basically, I'm going to put them in a drying rack in my dryer and dry them quicker with that, because if you let them dry overnight, there will still be some water in there, and you don't want to mess around and have some water leaking into your electronics and whatever. So in my experience, the best thing to do is just let the dryer just dry it out as much as possible. Better get all that water out. So anyway, it's off to soap and water for these. But before I let you go, I'm going to just take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol, 91% or so, and rub these contacts for these buttons out. Also, I'm going to take some electronics cleaner. This stuff, the electronics cleaner by CRC, and just spray into that cartridge port right there and shake it out real good just to clean that out. So anyway, I'm gonna do all that cleaning and be right back. Okay, while I was cleaning, I realized that we still had some glue residue on the outer edges of this little pocket that the screen will fall into. And if I put a new screen in there, this glue still there, it may make them uneven when I put it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use Goo Gone and spray this in and work this out. That way I have a clean, flat surface to mount the new screen to. Okay, just to show you what I do is to dry this. You see I've got the shell just laying here on my bracket here in my dryer, and all these little pieces here, I've got them in the little Tupperware bowl, just so they don't drop all down and get tossed around in that dryer. So I just close the door and put this on high heat for a few minutes, and voila, it's dry. Imagine that. Okay, so while I've got that drying, you can probably hear it in the background, the dryer going. So that's what that noise is. While I've got that drying, I'm just going to take some alcohol, a Q-tip, and this is the kind of alcohol I've got, 91%, and I'm just going to clean these contacts right here. Just rub them down a little bit, and you can see that they're not very dirty at all. In fact, I think the person I got this from the retro swap box might have already cleaned this out. I'm not sure, but you know, that may be the case, because I'm not getting any dirt. That's pretty good. So I'm going to also, let me find these those wheels, and spray some of the contact cleaner in there, and then just work them out a little bit, work them back and forth just to clean them. They didn't have a problem, but I'm going to clean them anyway. Preventive maintenance, you know. And I'm going to do the same thing here with this wheel. Just want to clean it here. Work it in and out. There we go. I'm going to set that aside for now. And I should have this one too. Just going to clean these out too. I'm going to use the other end so don't spread it. And these usually are very tough to clean, but look at this. Yeah, whoever I got this from must have already cleaned it before. It's very good. Yeah. Good job, whoever did this. Good job. Yeah. This has got a little dirt, if you can see that. On the select and start button. It does have a little bit of dirt. Or whatever that crud is. But hey, That's actually very clean too. Most of the time you get just like a black spot on your Q-tip. I like that most of the time, but actually a lot darker. Another Q-tip. Clean that out. A lot of times it just feels that you just go about this like all day long. Alright, so I'm gonna just continue cleaning this and I'll be right back. Oops. Okay, so I've got my contact cleaner again and I'm gonna clean the cartridge port, but I think it's going to be very clean actually. I'm going to clean it anyway. I'll spray this, and I'll take a clean cartridge, and I'll work it in and out. Just do it again, just for good measure. Work it in and out. And this contact cleaner and the alcohol, good things about both of these things is that they just dry really quickly and evaporate. So you don't have to worry about getting any kind of moisture on your electronics and it just staying there, and you won't fry your motherboards. And I almost forgot about cleaning this little power switch here, this slider. So, contact cleaner, spray it in, work it back and forth. Repeat. There you go. Alright, so I've got all the shell dried and all the pieces. So I'm just gonna reverse everything, take it apart, and put it back together. Okay, so here's my new screen. I'm gonna take it out of the bubble wrap if I can figure out how. So there's the paper to peel away for the glue, and then there's the protective film. So I'm just going to put it on my Game Boy. So it's going to fit in like that. Of course, you know that. Alright, I've got the paper back off of the screen in the back, so I can gently press on this to make the glue stick to the sides to where it sticks. And I'm doing this while I've got the plastic film on the front of it. I'm just going to peel this back. There we go. Make sure it's not going to come off. Okay. So, I'm just going to test this out. Make sure it works. Put my batteries in there. And a good game to test with, I always test with, is Tetris. It's very surprising because it's such a simple game, but you can actually test all the functions at the menu screen. Hopefully you can see that okay. Test the volume. Works. Select button. That works. A, B, and the direction buttons. And that works. And finally the start button. Alright. Not bad, huh? This is from the Retro Swap box. And I've cleaned it up pretty good, and I've replaced that screen. I think I did a good job. And I'm satisfied. But anyway, whoever put that put the Game Boy Pocket, the black one, in the Retro Swap box, thank you very much. I hope everybody has a nice day, and game on.